hi there, everybody. And of course, we're here to talk about Landmark. But not everybody out there understands why I have this little scooter thing. So I thought I'd inflict some pain on you and show you that what was supposed to happen was your ankle bone supposed to be connected to your leg bone. But the doctor tells me that I'm going to be healed real soon. So I should be walking again sometime. Anyway, so let's talk about Landmark, because that's what everybody's here for, and that's what everybody out there on Twitch and Twitchland is here for. We want to talk about Landmark and the fact that the game started out, well, it started out as a way for you to help us build Norath together, so that we could work together as a team to build this new world. But it's evolved into something that's a lot more than that, something that's truly unique. And we've made amazing progress in the last couple of years since we had this idea. But to give you some perspective on where we started and how far we've come since then, we put together a video that shows you some of the really early progress, some of the original building tools, our early character experiments, as well as some of the dev team build-outs that we were doing with the original tools back when we were in the black box before last year's SOE Live. Enjoy. People are all made out of voxels. So those were the first generation tools, and they were pretty cool, but the interface was stupidly complex. And so we kind of fell back and punted, and we realized that we needed to make it more approachable. We needed to make the game more fun to use. And so we decided to concentrate in on 7 basic building tools and then pack them full of as much creative power as we possibly could. And then when we were ready, we decided to open up the doors for alpha. We let all you guys pile in, and that's where the magic really started. The heck of it is, that doesn't even scratch the surface for what's in the game right now. The longer you guys get to play with those building tools, the better you get. And the worlds are just simply becoming incredible. But building tools are really just the starting place for Landmark. Even though we've been doing it now for a while, it's really just where we're beginning. You've heard a lot of us say all the time, yeah, it looks like a building game right now, but it's going to be so much more. Well, today is the day where the rubber hits the road. And let's start off with a bit of universe rationale because, well, Landmark's never had any lore before, so let's talk a little bit about what the worlds of Landmark are. The worlds of Landmark are right next door to all of the other worlds that have ever existed. They're just a slight sidestep across the dimensional barriers from all the other, from everywhere. And throughout time, on all these possible worlds of the multiverses, there have always been a few people that can pierce those barriers and then find these worlds where technology and magic exist side by side. Those people are called travelers, and all of you are travelers. You've claimed these worlds as your own, and now you get to make them magnificent. So that gives you a little bit of a lore wrapper to, if you want to role play and play around with your characters. All of you are from somewhere else, and you've piled into the worlds of Landmark. But that doesn't tell us at all what the game of Landmark is like. Right now, of course, the game revolves mostly around the building tools. And the reason why we have the building tools first is because we can't build anything else without the building tools, so we had to do those first. And so right now, the main types of players that really love Landmark are basically builders, decorators, explorers, and crafters. And that is exactly the right foundation for a good MMO community because these are the people that make things happen inside of a virtual world. So we could not be happier with the community that we have for this game. But building is just the beginning. And now it's time for phase 2. And as with many good things, it starts with something simple. On Wednesday, August 27th, 2 weeks from now, we all become mortal. Three new stats are coming into the game: health, armor, and energy. Armor protects health. And you can see these bars on the left here. The one on the outside, the yellow bar, is your armor bar, and the one inside is the health. The armor's protecting the health. As you take damage, your armor's going to whittle away. If you run away real quick and don't take damage for a while, your armor will regenerate back up. But if you run out of armor, you'll start taking health damage. And when you run out of health, you're going to die. And we'll talk a lot more about that in the combat and landmark panel, so make sure you don't miss that. But then there's also energy, and energy powers all of your heroic movement abilities as well as your combat abilities. So you'll need to manage your energy to be able to do the things that you want to do and adopt the game's play styles that you want to play. So since now most of the players in the world are going to have a new goal, which is not die, we thought we'd go ahead and put together a video and show you some players that failed at that goal. Oops, there you go.
Come on.
We know most of you want to stay alive. So, if you're going to take off into dangerous territories, and I'm telling you, the caves are going to get dangerous, you're going to need good gear. And in Landmark, your abilities always come from your items. If you want new abilities, you need to equip new items. So to get things started, again, on August 27th, we're going to introduce 3 new basic weapons into the game. On August 27th, you'll get the Conjurer's Staff, the Soldier's Blade, and the Marksman's Bow. And just to prove you that we're actually doing work, we're going to show that to you live over here with the dev team on these systems. Hey, dev team. Okay, so first of all, we're going to show you the Conjurer's Staff. And the Conjurer's Staff is pretty awesome. Before we get started, I wanted to tell you that every single one of these weapons has 2 abilities. There's a left-click ability, your basic attack, and there's a right-click ability, your alternate attack. So on the Conjurer's Staff, the energy burst is your basic attack, your left-click attack. And it shoots a pattern of 9 energy bolts out in like a shotgun sort of style pattern. And it looks like this. Okay, so then you also have the right-click attack, and that's always your alternate ability, and it does a little bit of damage. This ability is called Gravity Shock. It does a little bit of damage, and it also creates a snare bubble that slows down your opponents so that you can pick them off at your leisure. So that's the Conjurer's Staff. And now, we'll show you the Soldier's Blade. Soldier's Blade does exactly what you would expect it. The left click ability is a slash, which deals damage to your target and also destroys terrain. So you can see it's chipping away at the wall behind there. Some abilities do more, some abilities do less. And then the right-click ability is Battle Rush, which charges you to and through your opponent, doing damage to them, staggering them real hard, and also regenerating some of your armor. Okay, so that's the staff and the blade. Now let's talk about the Marksman's Bow. The Marksman's Bow, of course, the left click does exactly what you'd expect it to do. It fires an arrow. It's called a quick shot, which can be rapid fired for damage. And then the right click ability is called Sniper's Mark. It does damage also, but more importantly, it marks your target, and then when you start using quick shot against it, you do double the damage and you stagger your target. So that's the 3 basic weapons that we're going to introduce on August 27th. Okay, so the basic weaponry you just saw is all player crafted. And later on, we're also going to introduce epic weaponry, which you'll find as loot, both from cave chests and when you kill monsters. So let's take a look at some of the concept art for some of these epic weaponries. So this is a heavenly sword and shield. You'll be seeing more of that later. This is the fire staff. Fire sword and shield. And then the shadow sword and shield. And just to show you, like, all these epic weaponries, of course, have abilities of their own, because if you want different abilities, you have to equip different items. So we made a quick movie to show you what the fire sword and shield is like in action. As the Marines say, you can run, but you'll just die tired. All right, so once we get salvage into the game later on, you can collect this epic gear, and you can actually break it down and make items of even greater rarity out of the pieces. So there's lots and lots and lots that'll be coming in. And of course, you can only equip one weapon at a time normally, but multiple items can be equipped together if they're crafted as a set. As an example, when you equip the fire sword, when you craft the fire sword, it's something that you can just click the button and you equip it. And it does, of course, what you just saw in that movie. But then if you craft the fire sword plus shield, the abilities will be different than when it was just the fire sword. Like, for instance, in this example, it might be a fire aura that protects you by damaging your opponents when they hit you. So there's different ways that you can combine this stuff together, and it lets us keep a really tight game balance going forward. We'll also soon be adding armor to the game. And basic armor, of course, will be craftable, but it'll even be able to be upgraded and improved when we add the item imbuing system later on. You keep hearing us talk about crafting 2.0. It's coming. Soon, TM. But armor isn't just defense in this game. Like all the other items, it also has abilities. So when you equip armor, you get certain abilities, which means that you should choose your armor based on the type of gameplay that you want to embrace. I'll show you some examples. This particular armor is designed to reward people that like to play long-range gameplay styles. When you wear it, your ability ranges increase, and you get bonuses whenever you trigger hard-to-use abilities, like abilities that require channeling or long casting times. Got that? Cool. So this armor is designed for people that love to move around, people that really like heroic movement. It reduces energy costs for heroic movement, and it can also grant bonuses for specific kinds of movement combinations. It's a different kind of game. All right, and then we also have armor for those that like to be up close and personal with their enemies. When you equip this armor, you get better health and armor regeneration speeds, as well as some pretty cool bonuses when you get hit a lot or hit by certain kinds of weapons. There's a lot of different kinds of armor in the game, and not only will they look different, because we're genre agnostic in Landmark, so we'll have sci-fi and modern and fantasy kinds of different gear for you to equip, but also the armor has different abilities, so as you collect more pieces, you'll have more variety of options during any kind of combat situation. So, what does the gear protect you against? Damage, and damage usually comes from monsters. So if you're curious about how our monsters think and act, make sure that you check out the AI panel, because the Storybricks guys are here, and we've been doing a lot of work with them, and we've got some stuff to tell you, but way too much detail for this keynote, so go to the panel and check that out. But meanwhile, we thought you'd like to take a look at the monsters that we're going to be introducing into Landmark over the next month. The deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. So, what monsters are going to show up first in the game? And the answer is the most dangerous monsters of all. You guys. See, we knew that basically we wanted to hone in on the combat and the fun factor, we wanted to hone in on the fun factor of combat and really start to pick apart the style, the buttons that you press, the feel of it all, and basically the best way that we could get feedback for all of that stuff is to be able to set it up so you guys could beat on each other. So August 27th, we're going to be introducing player versus player combat into Landmark. Now, some of you didn't clap, and I know why you didn't clap. Because you're afraid you're going to get your butts handed to you. But the trick is that PvP in Landmark is completely consensual, and it's claim-based. And we'll show you that in a minute. So setting up a PvP game is incredibly easy. You build your map, whatever you want it to be, and then you throw down some game set objects, and they take care of all the rules. You just play. And to show you how easy it is to set that up, we're going to set a battlefield up for you live right now with the dev team. Right now. So, this object right here, I'm sure you'll recognize. This is a game table, and when you put this object down, this is one of the pieces in a game set. When you put down the game table, this is what allows you to pick the type of PvP game you want to play on your claim. Now, the first three game types that we're going to be adding to the game are Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, and the one that we're going to demo today, which is Capture and Hold. Okay? Then we also have a couple of other game set objects that you'll be using, the first of which is a control point. That's the control point. And so particularly like when we're playing Capture and Hold, that means that people need to go there and click it, and then they defend it, and they rack up points for their team until the other team comes in and beats them up and takes it. So that's a control point. And then, of course, we also need respawn points, which look like this. There's red spawns and blue spawns if you're playing team games. And you can put those anywhere you want to, and you can put any number of them you want to into the game so that you can randomize between your spawn points. It's really that simple to build a game. And to demonstrate how simple it is, we're going to use that same thing that we just set up, and then we're going to go ahead and run a 4x4 game with the devs playing off against each other. So it'll be, watch this for a couple of minutes, and we'll get it going. Dev team ready? Okay, let's start her up. Apparently there's a delay in the microphone. 5, 4, 3, 2, hoo-hoo! Yeah, okay, it's gonna start any second now. 1, there we go. Where are you guys? This worked really well in dress rehearsal, I'll just tell you. There we go. Now, the style of action you're seeing is just our initial take on the combat. So we're going to let it run like this, and then we're going to get the feedback from you guys on whether it's too fast, too slow, what kinds of things you want, and then we'll react just like we always do with all of our other things. So this is our first blush experience, but as you can see, it's pretty robust, and you can do a lot with those 3 basic weapons that we showed you earlier. How's Red Team doing, Darren? Now, of course, this is a little bit staged. People wouldn't necessarily always fight just in the courtyard like this, and of course, they're not really trying to get the control points because if there's a give and take between the teams, these games can last 20 minutes if you want them to. And we really don't want to play for 20 minutes and watch you guys fall asleep in the presentation theater. So, we're showing you this combat right now, and you can see the kinds of action that it is, and then when this is finished, there should be a scoreboard that pops up. There we go. So Team 1 wins. Again, like every time we play. It's a mystery, I swear. Okay, so also coming on the 27th, your PvP battlefields will be able to start using the first in a long series of hazardous objects, and the first of which is the landmine. And the landmine's a lot of fun, and so we'll show you a video of that now. That's what happened to my leg, yep. Landmines can be found in chests, but they're also craftable. And currently, they can only be used in PvP battlefields. But I'll tell you after a little bit, there's another thing that we were experimenting with where they were stupidly fun, so we'll see. Oh, and by the way, for any of you who are using the EverQuest World phone app, and you've been doing the quests here at the show, you might have gotten a prize that said landmark mystery items. Well, we didn't want all the data miners out there to be able to figure out what we had ahead of time, so that's actually a pack of landmines, and it'll turn into one soon. So play the game. Okay, so let's keep a tally going. So far, landmark is building, exploring, crafting, PvP, and soon monsters in PvE. But there's more to come. So because there's some stuff we haven't even talked to you about. There's some stuff that we thought was really important to have in the game, and we kind of wanted to surprise you with it. So we're adding a highly versatile set of interactive objects to the game. And on August 27th, you'll get teleporters, flingers, and moving platforms. And once again, we're going to show those to you live. First, we're going to talk about teleporters. And Darren McPherson is going to show us an example. When you drop down the teleporting item, it consists of 2 pieces. And you can move those to anywhere you want to. And then it's as simple as stepping on one to teleport to the other one. That simple. So it's very easy to use. And then the next piece is a flinger. And a flinger consists of 2 pieces also, so when you set that down, you can rotate it around, and that flinger piece is obvious, and then there's that small little destination cube. Move that to anywhere you want to, and all the arcs and everything like that are calculated for you, so that when you step on the flinger, you'll go right to that cube. You can also adjust the strength of that so that, like, for instance, if you wanted to put a flinger here in the cube right on the other side of a wall, you can make the arc really high or shallow or whatever you want to do. And then the last piece we wanted to show you was the moving platforms. When you put down a moving platform object, it consists of 3 pieces: the 2 docks on the end and the moving platform itself. To be able to make the moving platform go where you want to, all you have to do is move the dock to a different position. Once you move that dock to another spot, the platform automatically starts moving there. And once again, you can adjust the strength on that platform to adjust the speed on it so that you can have a lot of fun doing platformish stuff. Okay, so in addition to showing off this kind of stuff, we also wanted to put together a little fun video because we can't resist playing with the toys either. And so this is an internal thing that we were doing while we were waiting for bugs to get fixed. And there's still more coming after that. Because when we introduce monsters, we're also going to give you the AI editing tools. And beyond that, we'll be building out the really robust set of game mastering tools so that you can start building scenarios and making your dreams truly come to life. So we are setting you up for magnificence. Because right now, you've got the building tools. On the 27th, you're going to start getting the platforming elements. You'll get the PvP games and the game set objects. You'll get the new monsters and the AI tools, and then later this year, you'll also get the game mastering set of tools. And when you take all of that and you add you and all your amazing creativity, you finally get to see what Landmark will truly become. You are creating and living in a new universe. All of your dreams have a home here. You just have to be brave enough to build it. This is all yours. Thank you. Mark Tuttle. There's supposed to be somebody on stage now. This is cool. Yeah, I guess so. Let's just get ready for EverQuest next, I guess. What time is it? There we go. Hey, Mark Tuttle, how are you? Good morning.
Well, hi. See, my job at SOE is basically to fill time. So when Dave leaves the stage and there's no one there, it's like, all right, I guess I got to go do this. How you guys doing? Yeah? Doing good? Everybody, what'd you think of this stuff? No, wait. I wasn't talking about Landmark. I was talking about me up on the screen. Well, I guess I don't have as many prizes as I thought I had. So, we got some stuff to give away here. You guys don't like station cash at all, do you? This table's like, I like station cash, yeah. All right. Do we have the randomizer? Where is it? Oh, yes. Let me tell you what we got. Don't start it yet. So, for those of you that aren't following, we've got some brand new cards coming out.